This morning on The Dish, we pay a visit to Le Parlement 4F. The bakery born inside a tiny Brooklyn apartment is now beloved by New Yorkers on both sides of the East River. As Lilia Luciano discovered, it's a bit of modern fairy tale with flour as the pixie dust.
Just off the scenic promenade overlooking the city in charming Brooklyn Heights lies a bakery that feels like the set of a New York City romance. By the lengths of the lines, you'd think everyone in New York is looking for love.
And an almond croissant?
The Parlement 4F began with a meet-cute between a school nurse and a software engineer.
We met in a bar in the Upper East Side in 2016. Our eyes crossed, and then we talked.
Ashley Coiffat, a New Yorker. Her husband, Gauthier, from Southeast France.
You like that one?
Neither had official culinary experience.
Okay, can I try that?
I always liked baking just for myself.
Yeah, I like the sweeter one though.
It started as a hobby in 2019.
It actually began with him making a sourdough starter.
Oh, like everybody else during COVID.
Yeah. He actually made it a little bit before the pandemic. It was just this like oozy thing that was falling out of a mason jar, and I thought it was gross and I would make fun of him for it. And then it wasn't until he actually made bread that I changed my tune.
Ashley changed her tune and her tone, she says, forcing the bread and sweets on her coworkers.
I bullied them into buying it, and they were like, sure, whatever. And then they came back after eating all of your croissants and pies and just handed me a little bit of money and said, okay, next week, whatever your French fiance wants to make, we'll buy more.
At the time, they needed the extra cash for their upcoming French wedding. Then came COVID. There suddenly was more time to spend in the kitchen and growing an audience of clients on social media. They grew so fast that Ashley reluctantly pivoted to meet the demand.
I loved working at the school that I was at. I worked so hard for it, so I didn't want to give it up right away. Gauthier was excited to quit.
I think one of the hard part was the way my family took it.
Yeah.
Because if you tell them you're gonna go from being an engineer to a baker, it's
What did they tell you?
Do it.
like why? Yeah, you're gonna have no life, you have no money.
They took the dough and the dream so seriously, the business took over their tiny home.
Our whole apartment had basically turned into a bakery. We had a freezer in our bedroom. It was a tiny apartment. Our oven was breaking and our refrigerator was overheating.
Then serendipity, as if Brooklyn itself had been eavesdropping.
The Brooklyn Heights Association reached out to us and they're like, oh, we're looking for a bakery. Are you guys ever going to open a storefront? And we had no clue what that meant, but we decided, yes, we wanted to.
They put everything on the line. Their wedding fund, they racked up credit card debt, launched a Kickstarter, and even borrowed from neighbors. One thing they had was a name.
So I remember saying our apartment 4F would be a good idea, but Ashley said, I think we should make it French. The official pronunciation would be L'Appartement 4F.
They opened in May 2022, and the crowds have not stopped coming. The lines every weekend are endless.
Yeah, we were not expecting the lines. We thought it was going to be kind of like an in-and-out sleepy cafe.
I mean, my bed was this. I was
Yeah,
staying
he was
here.
like sleeping.
And we would sell out after an hour.
Today, they have a test kitchen where dough is shaped, flattened into 28 layers, glazed with butter, and rolled